What's good, my boy? Out here in these trails. This time I got a real stick and not my pistol. This video in itself is going to be a paradox, because in essence, you are listening to me. But most people do not know what they are doing. Age brings wisdom, which is only more and more experience to draw back on, to solve these problems that constantly arise in front of us. The older you get, you will still feel this feeling when you listen to other people of the cycle of life, the tribal mind. Wow, this person is really making a lot of sense. Wow, he's making a lot of sense. Well, that was kind of weird, but it kind of correlates with what he just said. I'll keep listening. Then you become a society who kills 6 million people. The Hitler effect. This happens time and time again throughout history. And in this golden age of information, where, as I like to regurgitate this phrase, we have the Library of Alexandria in our pocket. In essence, you have more access to more information than the richest tycoon, billion-dollar man in the 90s. He could hire 100,000 person factory to curate information for him, and it would still not be as effective as the phone in your pocket. You have constantly, day by day, voices coming into your head, voices coming into your ear, people who want to give you advice, people who want to give you advice for your money. They want to take these things. They want to indoctrinate you with their opinions and their views. Some do it right. Some get on here and they share perspectives without absolutes. But most people, they're here to manipulate. They're here to duplicate themselves into others. And right or wrong does not matter. This is just a negative thing that I've noticed and several others are noticing. Orson Welles, to contradict myself and give a quote from another man. Orson Welles, the creator of Citizen Kane, arguably one of the most influential films of all time. On an interview on a television program, he gave this statement: the more virgin our eyes, the more we have to say. When you start to consume too much of another man's ideas, another man's art, another man's message, and you do this over and over and over without your own original creations taking place more than this consumption, you become a critic. A perfect example of this, although I love his movies, I find them very artistic, is Quentin Tarantino. I've said this time and time again. His movies are great, but they're, in essence, about movies. They are movies, about this genre, this blaxploitation, this kung fu style, this gritty action. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I cannot say. But what I can say is, with all these self-improvement figures, with all of these business people, with all of these idols to look up to, that seem to have it figured out, that seem to have the things you want, and they come on here and they say this and that and this belief and that belief, more than ever is it easy to succumb to the mass-mindedness. Now, I'm not trying to get on here and act prophetic. I'm not trying to act like I figured this all out. Simply, this is me admitting my own naivety in trying to find, or trying to tell this as a cautionary tale to people younger than me, or people older than me who haven't figured this out yet. We have to be very, very careful. I've said time and time again in the past, no, dog, we can just consume freely and practice taking the meat and leaving the bones. But this is easier said than done, especially when the information you curate from yourself comes from people with similar ideas. You will attach yourself to these people with similar ideas and allow their other more preposterous ideas to start infecting your mind. To self-admit an example of this, I'm a Christian. I believe Christ rose from the dead. I found this one guy online, and I'm not going to mention by names because these people are more financially successful than me, I will say. And I do not want to come off as trying to pick off people above me. But I found this one guy connecting all these dots for me that really made it make sense. And I'm a music dude. I like playing the guitar. I like making covers and stuff like that. But I found him relating Christianity to, let's just say, things that suck your energy away, making it seem as if it's a positive to cut out music as a whole. And I've heard this sentiment time and time again from certain figures. And I was like, that's actually pretty interesting. Maybe I'll try it. So I tried it for a week. It's a little bit more quiet. I mean, necessarily, we don't need it per se. It's not like food or water. But I found a great hole being dug in my heart as the week went on. It is a very big part of my life and something that I really enjoy to do. Playing music, practicing music, if you will. And I've been in this mindset of not listening to other people, per se, for a while now. And if this was this easy for me to get persuaded to do something that would change my day-to-day life so drastically, I really thought about it. I was like, as ingrained in me as this message of not listening to others and forming my own views is, I figured I'd just come on here and contribute this quick, short reminder that we need to be our own individual person. We need to, at all cost, fight against mass-mindedness. Again, it's a wild example to give, but this is how things, and I'm not saying whatever you're consuming or what I consumed is as bad as this by any means. This is one of the most horrific things in history. But Nazi Germany started because a enormous amount of individuals found what one man said to be insanely prophetic and good ideas and would bring flourishing to their society. But he had a lot of extra bullshit tied to that, didn't he? But they allowed themselves to really agree with his first message. And with that, you open up the floodgates to all the other shit. So anyway, my boys, I just figured I'd come on here, make this quick video today. Christ is King, and have a good one.